Bhagavan ki jai, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Guru Premanandi Hare Hare Bo, Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati, Nirashesha Shunavali Paschat. What about the TikTok? We can't have TikTok. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Girivaradhari Gopijana Balaba Girivaradhari Yasodhanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodhanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Om Vishnupat Paramamsa Parivrajacharya Satarasat Shri Shrimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupat Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Satarasat Shri Shrimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Kori Vaishnava Ki Jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navali Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Dhus Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Krandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktavan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari 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 Bol. Oh glories to the Assembly devotees. Oh glories to the Assembly devotees. Oh glories to the Assembly devotees. Oh glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Oh glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Parai Krishna Bhutri Shmana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nindinamane Namaste Saraswati Reva Guruvani Imracharina Nirvishesha Shunavari Bhacharine. Hare Krishna everybody. Please write Hare Krishna into the comment section. We're on TikTok, Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Rumble. So if you're watching on any of these platforms, please don't hesitate and write Hare Krishna into the comment section right now. Danny, Shamdai, Lina, David Alba, Paramatma Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Andrew, Robert Garrick, Andrea, Nice to see you, Andrea. Michelle Williams. Mod Studios, Carlo Alberto Mattiolo. Rudra Prakash. Marcus Thompson. Anybody else? Who's on TikTok? Nobody. Tony Atlanta. Tony. Morgan Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Amy. Adi OK, 11, Hare Krishna. Gio, Hare Krishna, Gio. Noelani, Hare Krishna, Noelani. Okay. And yes. Okay, so we're reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 9, text 5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nacha matstani bhutani.
Nacha matstani bhutani.
Pashyame yogam aishwaryam.
Pashyame yogam aishwaram.
Bhuta brahnacha bhutasto.
Bhuta brahnacha bhutasto.
Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha.
Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Nacha matstani bhutani.
Nacha matstani bhutani.
Pashyame yogam aishwaram.
Pashyame yogam aishwaram.
Bhuta brahnacha bhutasto.
Bhuta brahnacha bhutasto.
Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha.
Mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Hare Krishna, Alexandra. Yes, we are on TikTok. Na,
Na.
never.
Never.
Cha,
Cha.
also. Matstani,
Matstani.
situated in me.
Situated in me.
Bhutani,
Bhutani.
all creation.
All creation.
Pashya,
Pasya.
just see.
Just see.
Me,
Me.
my.
My.
Yogamaishwaram,
Yogameshwaram.
inconceivable mystic power.
Inconceivable mystic power.
Bhutabrit,
Bhutabrit.
maintainer of all living entities.
Maintainer of all living entities.
Na,
Na.
never.
Never.
Cha,
Cha.
also.
Also.
Bhutastaha,
Bhutastaha.
in the cosmic manifestation.
In the cosmic manifestation.
Mama,
Mama.
my.
Mine.
Atma,
Atma.
self.
Self.
Bhuta bhavanaha
Bhuta bhavanaha.
is the source of all manifestations.
Is the source of all manifestations.
Translation. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, still myself is the very source of creation. Purport by His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord says that everything is resting on Him. This should not be misunderstood. The Lord is not directly concerned with the maintenance and sustenance of this material manifestation. Sometimes we see a picture of Atlas holding the globe of on his shoulders. He seems to be very tired holding this great earthly planet. Such an image should not be entertained in connection with Krishna's upholding this created universe. He says that although everything is resting on Him, still He is aloof. The planetary systems are floating in space, and this space is the energy of the Supreme Lord. But He is different from space. He is differently situated. Therefore, the Lord says, although they are situated on my inconceivable energy, still, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am aloof from them. This is the inconceivable opulence of the Lord. In the Vedic dictionary, it is said, the Supreme Lord is performing inconceivably wonderful pastimes, displaying His energy. His person is full of different potent energies, and His determination is itself actual fact. In this way, the personality of Godhead is to be understood. We may think to do something, but there are so many impediments, and sometimes it is not possible to do as we like. But when Krishna wants to do something, simply by his willing, everything is performed so perfectly that one cannot imagine how it is being done. The Lord explains this fact. Although he is the maintainer and sustainer of all material manifestations, he does not touch this material manifestation. Simply by his supreme will, everything is created and everything is sustained, everything is maintained and everything is annihilated. There is no difference between his mind and himself, as there is a difference between ourselves and our present material mind, because he is absolute spirit. Simultaneously, the Lord is present in everything. Yet the common man cannot understand how he is also present personally. He is different from this material manifestation, yet everything is resting on him. This is explained here as Yogam Aishwaram, the mystic power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Agyan Tirinandasya Jnanajana Shalakayam Chakshunanmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto His lotus feet. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So Krishna is elaborating on his inconceivable achinta potency. Everything that is created does not rest in Krishna. Although he is the maintainer of all living entities, and although he is everywhere, he is still the very source of creation. So, Hare Krishna Tanya. So this is a very important nature of the Lord. There are two. There's the manifestation, the energy of Krishna, and then there is the source of energy, the energetic source, the personality. So both of them are God. Both of them are the supreme absolute truth. Sometimes we think of God as the creator, the personality, but his energy is also non-different from him. God must have energy. God must have potency. God must have opulences. Otherwise, how can he be God? Quality less, potency less, personality less. This cannot be. God is the source of everything. God is the moving principle. There cannot be anything less in God. If we see potencies here, if we see energies here, I have energy, right? If I wake up in the morning, I'm full of energy. And through that energy, I'm able to do so many things. So do you mean to say that God does not have energy? What kind of philosophy is that? Everyone has energy. There's energy everywhere. But God, the supreme source of all energies, does not have energy. How do you explain this? So this doesn't make sense. This philosophy, energy less God, potency less God, opulence less God, is a flawed philosophy, and it has been invented by people who are frustrated with the material life, and they falsely conclude that there is no positive in God. Neti philosophy. Neti means this philosophical method of ascertaining truth by negation. I can say that this is not a phone, this is not this is not a lamp, this is not a bowl, this is not a TV, this is not food. So that is all true. It is a phone. It is a phone, but it does not give a positive information. Questions at the end. Doesn't give any positive information. So if we want to understand God, we must have positive information. So here it is. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is explaining about His potencies, about His nature. Everything. Very nicely. We cannot understand God by our mental speculation. Hare Krishna, Antonio. We cannot understand. Our mind is very limited because we have the experience maybe to be in a cult and we think that everything is a cult. This is the philosophy of blind man thinks everyone else is blind. I have some limited experience, and based on that limited experience I want to project absolute reality. Absolute reality. Absolute universal truth. So that is not the process. If you want to understand about transcendental subject matters, you must take them from the transcendental source. And what could be more transcendental than the Lord Himself, God Himself? So Bhagavad Gita is the direct word of God. Bhaga means opulence. Van means one who possesses all these opulences. And Bhagavad Gita means the song of God. So I cannot speculate on God, but if God Himself comes and reveals the information, then I can know very nicely. This is the process. So yesterday we were discussing Krishna's nature is achintya. This is the difficulty. For those who want to understand God by their limited sense perception, limited logic, it will be a very difficult job. It's actually very illogical to try to understand that which is inconceivable by conceivable methods, by limited senses. That itself is the most illogical. It's like trying to fit an elephant into a matchbox. And just because it doesn't fit into the matchbox, you say, oh well, the elephant cannot be understood. Elephant can be understood, but don't put him in a matchbox. That is not suitable. So even our senses, we must purify our senses in order to conceive of God, of His energies, the whole understanding. These blunt senses cannot understand. If I am blunt, what is that bluntness? The bluntness means that the senses have been trained to gratify for millions of lifetimes, simply seek gratification. Mindless gratification, animalistic gratification. So that's why he cannot, because if we want to understand God, we must give up the sense gratification. Sense gratification means false enjoyment. I want to enjoy falsely. I want to put myself in a position of false enjoyer. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya mama vijanati. I can only be understood by bhakti, by devotional service. Great devotees, therefore, engage in devotional service activities. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, chanting, hearing, thinking, meditating on Krishna. Because this is the process of how to purify the senses. The devotional service is the means and the goal at the same time. So, Krishna, he manifests this material world, but he is not attached to it. He is not concerned. The Vedic literature has been quoted here. Parasya shaktir vivada shvate sabhava cha balakriya cha jnanam balakriya cha. That Krishna, when he does something, everything is working very fast. Because he is not different from his creation, and he is not different from his plan, from his desire. So when Krishna desires, let there be light, let there be earth, let there be water, all these things, they manifest immediately. You have to do so much work. If you want to do anything, you need so much endeavor, and sometimes you are not even successful. You depend on so many other causes. If you want money, you have to go and serve the boss at work. You might be a very hard worker, but if the boss doesn't pay you money, then you're finished. Then you cannot do anything. You're depending on so many other causes. But when Krishna does something, there is no impediment. There is no impediment to his desire. And when he creates, the creation goes on so nicely. This is also the difference between us and God, our creation and the creation of God. That we can create some machine, AI machine, computer machine, phone machine, but the machine will not produce other machines. There's no procreation. So you can only create a limited machine, but that's it. Krishna can create such a machine, this body that is stated, Ishvara Swara Bhutanam, Arjuna, what is that? Ishvara Swara Bhutanam, Haddesha Arjuna Tishtati, Brahman Sarvam Bhutanam, Yantara Rudani Maya. The material body is compared to a machine, because everything works so nicely in the body. The blood is flowing, the heart is beating. God has created very, very nicely. So Krishna creates such a machine that machine, the material body, combined with another machine, male, female body, and they have a tiny little machine, the children. So that you cannot do. You can only imitate. See, God creates a body, you create a mannequin, you create a statue. So the shape is the same. Even you can make a robot. But the robot is not conscious. They're trying to make artificial intelligence, robots, and so many things. But they cannot force Krishna to send a soul into that body. That is up to Krishna. See, life does not depend on the construction of the body, how the body works nicely. Sometimes a very healthy man with a very healthy, functioning body dies, or he commits suicide. So, unless Krishna sends the soul, no body, no single body can work. So we're simply imitating. We're imitating our Creator. We're creating our tiny little reality here. And then it's just like a shadow. It doesn't bring us any happiness. So Krishna, he manifests as the material world, but he's not attached to its maintenance or sustenance. He is not obliged to maintain or sustain. That is automatically done by his representative, by the material nature. Krishna is so, just like any great man. Mark Zuckerberg, let's say, he's a great man, powerful man. So he is not now reading all the complaints that you write about Facebook. He has his representatives, right? Actually, he has very little to do with Facebook. He is somewhere else. He is relaxing on holidays. But his company is going on. So in the same way, Krishna manifests this universe, but then this universe goes on by its various laws, the laws of karma. Sometimes people ask, why, if there's God, why am I suffering? Yeah, you are suffering because you are in this system of material energy. You were implicated by the laws of karma. Why did you come here? You complain, oh, I'm suffering. Yes, but why did you come into this material world? The material world means suffering. Why did you come here? That is not Krishna's fault that you have come here. You have become attracted to sense gratification. Just like we invite so many people, please come to the temple, come hear about Krishna consciousness, and they refuse. They don't want. They want to remain in hellish planet. So then, whose fault is it? It's your fault. You have made a choice. Yes, I want to suffer. Of course, nobody wants to suffer, but because of our foolishness, we want to so-called enjoy. We want to enjoy relative temporary pleasure, and that is always accompanied by material suffering. There's always a kick. There's little pleasure, then there's a kick. That's how it works. That is the world of dualities. As soon as you disobey Krishna, as soon as you want to disconnect yourself from Krishna's service, immediately you become subjected by the dualities of material existence. Heat, cold, good, bad, moral, immoral, all these. For the devotee, there is no duality because he understands all these bad, good things ultimately originate in Krishna. Everything is controlled by Krishna. There is no good or bad because Krishna is the supreme controller. So for the devotee, there's no problem actually. He sees everything as the mercy of Krishna. Even if he is materially in some inebriety, he still thinks, oh, my Lord, he has done this for a purpose. Let me tolerate. Let me tolerate and go on with my Krishna consciousness. So he's always perfectly equibalanced. But a person who is stuck in these dualities, he suffers and then he blames God. Oh, you have created this law of material nature in a very wrong way. There is justice of karma that is not good for me. Yes, it is not good for you. But it is good for the others. Living entities that you have caused suffering to in your previous life. So you're getting punished because of that. And similarly, if someone harms you in this life, you will also get punished. Rest assured, karma is going to come back, so why worry? Better you save your time, and serve Krishna. And develop your Krishna consciousness. Maintain your Krishna consciousness. Protect your Krishna consciousness. Always. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. The material world will never be perfect. Everybody is trying for happiness. I want to be happy, I want to be happy, I want to be happy. But after happiness, there is distress. Always. That is the law. That is the law. I'm just explaining what will happen with the non-believers. I'm just explaining. Why don't you hear? So don't try for happiness. Happiness is already destined to you. You cannot change it. Happiness is coming, and similarly distress you cannot avoid. That is also coming according to your karma. Don't waste time adjusting this material manifestation. Save your time. Serve Krishna. This material energy is going on by the law of Krishna, but when one surrenders, Daivi Sagunamai Mama Madurateya Mamevai Prapanente Mayamidam Tarantite. Immediately Krishna tells the stringent material energy to leave him alone. No more. No more of this punishment. Leave him alone. And then you see devotees, how liberated they are. Devotees are going on, passing through this material world, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Carefree, very peaceful, very nice. Okay, so any questions? Now we have a questions and answers section. If you have any questions pertaining to the class, to this particular shloka, not any whimsical questions, please.
I have a question. When Krishna is described as absolute, well, what does it mean?
It means that he is the energy and the energetic at the same time. There is nothing beyond him.
Okay, thank you.
Alexandra, so if we want anything, we have to serve Krishna. No, even if you don't serve Krishna, Krishna will supply it anyway. It's because of your karma. You get things because of karma. If you do pious activities, just like charity, if you're charitable, then you get money. If you're miserly, you're going to be poor. Do you believe in Vishnu or other Hindu gods? There's nothing to do with Hinduism. Call request? What is that?
Maybe they want to join you.
Better not answer.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like, they will go inside the live stream and they will start speaking.
Uh-huh.
Unless it's someone you will know. Of course. Someone
Alexandra, she wants to. Do you have to marry another Hare Krishna? First of all, try to understand what is Hare Krishna. But I cannot see, Alexandra. Where is it? Where is your request? I don't see. Send it again. Nolani, how can we behold Krishna's mystic opulence practically in our daily lives? Look at the seed. There are innumerable trees in one seed, because if you plant that seed, tree will come out, and in that tree there are so many seeds, and they will produce trees, and they will produce seeds, and they will produce trees, and they will produce. In one seed, there's unlimited number of trees. So isn't that a mystic opulence of Krishna? This is inconceivable. That's one example. And why is it so? Because there's a spirit soul in every seed. Unless there is unless there is spirit soul, the seed cannot grow. Robert is asking, how was Krishna created? Krishna is eternal, just like you are also eternal. There is no creation in transcendence. Because if there's creation, there must be destruction also. There's duality. There's no duality in the absolute world. Sorry, I'm not so good with TikTok. Why you white guy think you know more Krishna than Indian people? Well, that's racist. You're a racist. You think that knowledge depends on the skin color? You're so less intelligent. Hustler says, he just wants money. So why you have such a name? Hustler. Hustler says he just wants money. Okay. This is definitely a cult. You know that 100%. Is this a cult? Yes, this is the best cult. If there's any cult you need to join, it's this one. Was the Swami who founded your religion an incarnation of Krishna? No. He's a servant of Krishna. That's what distinguishes us from cults, because in any cult, the leader says that he's God. You don't even know what a cult is. That's why, you're going to be cheated yourself, and you're going to end up in a cult yourself. Yeah, you must know what is a cult. Hare Krishna, Danny. Okay, so these questions are kind of dumb. If anybody has a sensible question, please. All right. Yeah, Robert says culture of God. Yeah, this is culture. You're either cultured or uncultured. So the uncultured, they have a great problem with cult, because cult is introducing a culture. She says, Alexander, she's calling. Pick up the call, but I don't see any call.
Maybe she can clarify, is she calling on TikTok? She wants to request to join the live, or is she calling on Facebook?
Alexander, there's nothing call, no call coming from you. Sorry. What is your idea of heaven or afterlife? She says TikTok, live call request. I don't see it. Can you see it? Live, but there are some live.
Is this her name?
Okay, yeah, okay. Alexandra, Hare Krishna. But the volume is very low. Very low. We're working on the volume. Okay, now it's good.
I hear you. You hear me?
Yes, very good. Hare Krishna.
I'm
Haribo.
This is amazing. Thank you. All glories to Prabhupada.
Jai
Thank you
Srila
so
Prabhupada.
much, Prabhu. It's so wonderful. I'm so happy to come on your show. It's just amazing. I'm like #1 fan right now.
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. The question is, you would say, okay, we should just serve Krishna and don't take too much, don't invest too much in this material life, but like...
I never said that.
Older,
I never said that. I never said that. I never said.
No, you never said that?
No.
Okay.
That's not true.
I thought you said we should just try to serve Krishna.
I said don't try for happiness.
Oh.
That's a little different. Don't try to get happiness. Because happiness and distress, they come together. In a material life, you cannot have only happiness and you cannot have only distress. There's always distress and there's always happiness, and the amount of happiness and distress is decided according to our karma, according to our activities in this life. So, of course, we should act in such a way, Hare Krishna. We should act in such a way that we don't act sinfully, in a pious way. So that's why the Vedas are there to guide us, or any scripture. Quran, Bible, doesn't matter. There's some moral rules, and if we follow these rules, then we'll be spared of too much suffering. But suffering must be there because there's birth, death, old age, and disease. The suffering is always there. If you want pure happiness, you cannot get it in the material world. It's a futile idea. So don't try to get happiness. Try to make Krishna happy. But that doesn't mean that now we neglect our material body and relationships and society and so on and so on. Bhagavad Gita is taught to Arjuna. Arjuna wants to do exactly what you said. Give up all material, go to the forest and be a false so-called renunciant. The whole Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining to Arjuna, don't do it. That's not Krishna consciousness. Stay where you are, stay in your ashram, but do it for me. Don't do it for your happiness. That is the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Good night.
Hare Krishna. Good night.
Thank you for taking the call. Bye.
Bye. So, there's so many questions here on TikTok, but none of them relate to the class. We're in the middle of class, and we ask the devotees who have watched the class to ask questions pertaining to the class. Rebecca. Yes. Twice per day, like the Facebook page and turn on... okay, that's not for me. These classes every day, yeah. Oh, I need assistance of another devotee to deal with all these comments. Lena says, as in spiritual opulences that are free of karma. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gura Premanandi, Hari 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 Bol.
Namo Shtaparai Krishna Bhurti Shimana Bhakti Vedanta Samani Namana Namaste Saraswati Guruvani Bracharina Nirvishishuna Varibhash.
Yeah, Nolani, yes, I need mods. Would you like to become one? Please let me know, and you can become also a moderator. I know that Morgan is a moderator. He's been doing very nicely, but we need more. keep out the rascals. But the rascals are so nice. They put nice spice into our classes. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai.
Okay, I'm assuming when I take out this equipment, and